Hey everyone, John here from Barking Rabbit. The International Chinese Martial Arts Championship, or ICMAC, is coming back to New England, and this year, YMA schools from Andover and Boston will be sending students to go compete in multiple traditional divisions. It's been fun practicing with them in class and watching their progression as the tournament gets closer. There's always things to improve on, and competitions can provide a good opportunity for students to get excited and to provide that extra push to achieve a certain goal. So a quick side story, in 2010 I competed in 7 divisions, both external and internal, at Tiger Claw's Kung Fu Championship tournament in San Jose. I placed first and second in almost every division, but I still wasn't awarded the Grand Champion title because I wasn't aware that I need to stick around to compete for Grands again, and we ended up leaving early because we had dinner plans. I went back the next year to try to earn it, but I encountered issues again. This time I went too fast in my barehand division, and I was well under the 1 minute time limit. I ended up placing second after deductions, and ultimately didn't have enough points to qualify for Grands. A couple months later was also my first time competing in an ICMAC tournament, and let's just say 2011 just wasn't my year. When it comes to competition, it's important to remember that it really doesn't matter if you win or lose, because the ultimate goal is just to improve yourself in practice and in understanding. But if you go to compete, go with the intention of winning. Put in the time and the work and push yourself every session to get better and improve. One thing to remember is that for the most part, few people will know what you're doing. And unless a judge is from your school or from your lineage, they most likely won't have any idea what your sequence is supposed to look like. They'll be basing their scores off a short list of criteria, or at least that's what I did when I was a judge. I would always judge the traditional competitors for their route, speed, power, body structure, technique, and sense of enemy. In short, route was how stable or anchored a competitor was to the ground, how solid their stances or footwork were, and pretty much don't be falling all over the place. Speed was how fast the movements were. Usually the faster the better, but you also want to remember to finish your movements. Power was pretty much, I would look at it and think, would I want to get hit by that? For body structure, it was how well the body was connected and if it followed the basic principles of the style. So for example, long fist, the power usually comes from the ground, transfers up through the legs, through the body, and then out. Versus a style like white crane, the power is generated from the waist and then moves out, and then it's also about how well the lower body is able to root and sink. For technique and sense of enemy, it was how focused the competitors were and if their movements made sense when it came to timing and application. And I understand that in a lot of traditional sequences there are movements that are more for training purposes or specifically for conditioning, but for the most part every movement has a specific feeling behind it, and it was about how well the competitor could convey that feeling through their movements. Here's a throwback video to ICMAC Boston in 2011 when I competed in the men's 18 plus advanced traditional northern barehand division. Looking back at it, my route, speed, and sense of enemy weren't too bad. They could always be better, and I definitely should have been lower in my stances and stepping, but there's always room for improvement. The power wasn't bad either, although more and sharper power would have been preferred. I think my body structure needed the most improvement. I had begun to concentrate more on white crane training at this point, so you can see there's too much emphasis on the power of the upper body versus coming from the legs. And here's why 2011 wasn't my year. An AC unit on the ceiling above was leaking water, and out of all the places for me to land my jumping toe kick, my foot had to land in the puddle. You can see it took me by surprise, and I lost confidence in where to place my feet and lost mental focus. Only one thought helped me push through the situation, and that was to finish strong. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you make during your routine. I think it's important to preserve that level of integrity and respect towards yourself, and unless you're injured and can't continue, I think it's important to finish what you went there to do. Things happen, and I was lucky that another competitor pointed out the puddle to the judges. They took it into account when calculating the scores, and I was still able to do well in the division. So yeah, after this happened, my thoughts were pretty much, maybe I'm just not good at competing. Nothing seems to go right. But these were just stepping stones in learning. And as you go on, you gain experience, whether it's good or bad, and they help you in the future. For those of you that are wondering, I did end up earning a Grand Champion title in San Jose in 2012, and I actually got 2 more at ICMAC Houston a couple months later. So, yay! In the end, the motivation of wanting to earn at least 1 Grand Champion title drove me to practice harder and to improve myself more. So just remember that even if you lose, you might still win, as long as you don't give up and you continue to push yourself. I want to wish all competitors the best at the tournament, and I hope this video helps you and future competitors, especially in traditional Chinese martial arts divisions. So, good luck!